Hello everyone, good afternoon. These are going to be the notes on wine in respect to the microbiology class. Okay, so for the first slide that the professor wants us to focus on, it's all about wine production. So there's going to be 258 million hectoliters in these top producing countries like Italy, Spain, France, and the US. We are fourth, we're at fourth spot. There's lower production than previous years due to the frosts in Italy and in France. We'll talk about that in a little bit. The grapes and the art of growing grapes is known as viticulture, and there's a ton of these factors that influence the flavor of the grape and then therefore the quality of the wine. So first you need 27 inches of rain as the climate. You need a lot of drainage when you're planting grapes. You need high humidity. You also need at least 1,500 hours, so 1,500 hours during the growing season of sun exposure. You also need very loose soil that has, again, good drainage. You don't want to be flooding the grapes at all. The slope is very important to take note. So in northern climates, you want south-facing grapes, and in southern climates, you want north-facing grapes. You're going to grow on the north side. All of these different conditions, especially the temperature at 37 degrees Fahrenheit in the winter and then 72 degrees Fahrenheit in the summer, these all make up this branch of all these factors called terroir. 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 Okay, let's talk about the trellis, also known as green harvest. This is going to be the removal of some of the grapes before harvest. So the vine will put all the rest of the energy into the remaining grapes and making them even riper and kind of enhancing their flavors by doing this. Unfortunately, you do get a lower yield. However, you are going to be getting this better flavor out of the grapes that you leave there after doing this green harvest method. Different grape varieties will have an impact on the character of the wine. White wine is usually dry. We have varieties like Sauvignon Blanc, Chardonnay, Pinot Gris, and this Chenin Blanc. Those are all white wines. Red wines are going to be a little bit stronger. We have Gamay, Pinot Noir, Merlot, Cabernet Sauvignon, and as well as Syrah and Malbec. Those are the red wines. The steps in the production of winemaking as follows are harvest, the stemming, crushing, primary and secondary fermentation, blending, and filtration. Okay, so step one is harvest. Let me just zoom out. Harvest is done by hand or mechanically. The ripeness of the grape will affect the character of the wine. For example, the 23 Brie, that's a sweetness content with a 3.5 pH acidity and yellow seeds. This will have a greater tannin flavor, lower alcohol, and more of this greener taste. However, a late harvest, which is going to be 26 Brie, so a sweeter grape, brown seeds, and a higher pH, that's going to be a higher alcohol wine, less acidic, but a sweeter taste. Instead of tasting green like leafy, it's going to taste sweeter if we have, of course, brown seeds, so ripeness and higher sweetness in this brie content. Or bricks. It's either brie or bricks. I can't remember. Okay, so late harvest wines will have this noble rot known as botrytis, and it's a mold. This is going to cause water to evaporate, and by evaporating the water, you're going to concentrate sugar, and this is seen in the Sauterne wine. Okay, step two is destemming. This is to reduce the stems as well as the tannins and the vegetal notes in the wine itself. Step 3 will be crushing. The grapes are crushed to release all the fermentable sugars, basically. There's different processes versus white wine and red wine. In white wine, you are going to crush them, but you're also going to remove the skins. And then you're going to age in oak. That contributes some of these flavors as well. In red wine, in contrast, you're going to keep the skins when you're crushing the grapes. First fermentation, the wine is circulated to aid the color extraction, and then you're going to remove the skins in the press. Second fermentation will be in oak or stainless steel. In the secondary fermentation of red wine, you don't have any skins anymore. You remove them before the second fermentation. Let's talk about primary fermentation now. So this is, of course, the production of ethanol. The alcohol is a solvent for the color components and some aromatics, so the longer you're fermenting it, you're going to have a different change in color. Let's talk about the microorganism. This is going to be Saccharomyces cerevisiae. This is the wild yeast on the grape, or you could also purchase it in pure cultures. Biochemistry, kind of the same thing. Sugar becomes the ethanol. The sugars from grape juice or rice. Other fruits could also be used too. You're going to go from sugar to ethanol, and then the CO2 is going to be carbonation. It's usually only found in sparkling wine. The conditions for red wine are 86 degrees Fahrenheit. White wine is a little bit cooler. It's up to 68 degrees Fahrenheit. Both of them are going to be pH 3 to 4, so very acidic. Oxygen will be available at the beginning, and ammonium salts will be added to help the stock fermentations. Sugar is, of course, from grapes. So the processing step of wine, which we are right here, processing after the primary fermentation, you're going to filter out any of the solids. Then this SO2 will be added to preserve or arrest the fermentation. You go through fining to remove tannin. You get rid of these like leafy or greeny taste by removing the tannin. You're going to do fining using egg whites or gelatin. And then you're going to cool to precipitate tartrate. Secondary fermentation. This is going to be 3 to 6 months, so a little bit longer. I have that written up here. The yeast will settle. Fermentation is, again, very slow, 3 to 6 months. So it's placed in oak or stainless steel. Oak adds a wood flavor, seen in Cabernet Sauvignon. That's going to have the wood flavor in it. Toasted oak will add this vanilla flavor to Fumé Blanc and Chardonnay. And that's from, again, the toasted oak. Stainless steel doesn't give any flavor. Alright, let's talk about malolactic fermentation. So malic acid is very harsh and acidic. However, we could have these lactic acid bacteria to turn the malic acid into lactic acid, which is much more mellow. So the lactic acid bacteria could be present in the winery, or they're going to be introduced. And then diacetyl, this is going to give a butter flavor. This is usually taken out in beers, but in some wines you want a butter flavor from this diacetyl. That's, again, another product from these bacteria that's going to be found in Chardonnay. Alrighty, that's all on wine in respect to microbiology. Please do something nice for someone, drive safe, and have a good day.